All right, guys, welcome. So right now we got some big reports. We have a whole bunch of things happening all around in Iran. As last night, while everybody was sleeping, I'm pretty sure a lot of people woke up and realized that, the United States of America and Israel is striking Iran. And now we have big news that the Ayatollah, right, the supreme leader of Iran, Khamenei, has been found dead, body in the rubble. We got Iranians cheering everywhere. We got people who supported Trump saying that Trump is now worse than George Bush. We got Michael Knowles coming out and saying that Trump is taking a huge risk by doing this. Dubai is getting hit. Iran is hitting everything. Iran is hitting everything. So let me actually give you guys this update right now, because this is huge. If this is true, which seems to be confirmed, is trending everywhere, is Israel. The Israeli media reports, and by the way, make sure to smash the like button. Let me know where you guys are watching from. What time did you guys hear about this happening? Do you agree with the United States of America backing Israel on this? Do you agree with Trump? Do you agree with this happening? Now, we know that Iran and their commanders, they were killing protesters. They killed a whole bunch of Christian protesters. They killed protesters in Iran. So Iran is not a saint. Many people are coming out and saying, what are we doing? We should not be doing this. We are starting a war. This is now getting out of hand. We'll go through all of that in just a moment. Make sure to share this live stream. So again, let's talk about the big news. Why you guys clicked here. Breaking Israeli media reports that Iran supreme leader, the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has been killed. Israel, not the U.S., reportedly was responsible for killing that terrorist leader, according to Israeli media. So Israel is taking full credit for this. Let me play this video so that way you guys see. Apparently, this is the video of the side of where he's at, apparently getting hit. So this is huge, because this is a man who, again, according to Trump and the United States of America, ever since this regime took charge of Iran, Iran has gone down to hell, right? So we're talking about 47 years of hell in Iran for the people. I'll even show you people celebrating in the streets. But then people are telling me, hey, Lou, don't fall for the propaganda of people celebrating in the streets, because they were celebrating in the streets of Baghdad. Remember that? Remember Iraq? They were celebrating in the streets of Iraq. Yes, yes, yes. And what happened after that? Right? So again, there's a lot of ongoing things. This is Trump literally saying that he wants the regime change. Khamenei has to go. Khamenei is now dead. So is this going to be a Midnight Hammer 2.0? This operation is also called Epic Fury. What do you think about that name? I'm not gonna lie, that's a badass name. That's a movie name for the operation.
وای به تو زدن وای ای زدن به تو زدن
So apparently these are videos coming out, right? This is massive Trump win. Ayatollah Khamenei reported dead by Israel, as official confirmation is awaited by the U.S. How are liberals going to spin this? No American casualties reported yet. Pray everyone stays safe. This is why I'm not jumping to any conclusions yet. I've done that before. I'm waiting to hear it out. This could end literally this weekend. We could have a new regime. I don't know what's about to happen. I'm just giving you guys the reports as to how this is going on. You have literal people. This seems to be a real video. I'm assuming this is a real video, right? And these girls, they're screaming in joy, right? Somebody said, stop lying. He's not dead. I don't know. This is the reports coming from everywhere. So they're saying that he's dead. I'm going with these reports, right? If it's not true, unfortunately, then these reports are not real. But this is coming from the Israeli media. It's coming from Netanyahu himself. He says that he's been found dead in the rubble. Senior Israeli officials say. You guys said he did. So it's up to you. This was yesterday. Trump has a message for the people of Iran. Trump said yesterday that we may lose some people, right? That we may lose some people because that's how war works. So a lot of people, again, we might not lose anybody. This might end quick, or it might not end quick. This might be going, this might be, what do you guys think? Is this going to go on? Is this going to be, somebody said this just precision strikes is not war. Well, you have actual buildings burning in Dubai. You have, Iran hitting every building possible that they could hit at this point. So if that's not war, then I don't know what war is. Now, we never declare war. We just declare these are operations. But let me play this video by Trump here. Let me know what you guys think about what he has to say to the Iranian people.
Finally, to the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass. Finally,
hey, I'm not gonna lie. This is a movie, bro. He literally is telling the people of Iran, when we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. Not even George Bush. No, not even Obama. No president has ever stood there and literally said, when we are finished, take over your government. This is crazy. Unprecedented times, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, what are you guys thinking? Look, I will say this. MAGA has never been more divided. I've never seen MAGA more divided in my entire life. MAGA was divided when Trump attacked Iran in June of 2025. But now MAGA is more divided today on this specific issue. It's like a 50-50 thing. There's a lot of people who are in the older class who are like, yeah, bomb them, Lindsey Graham, Mark Levin, bomb these people. And then there's the other side that is like, we're going back to the neocon ways. We're going back to neocon ways, but let's actually look at the results. This is why I tell people, y'all hitting the panic button. Let's take a look at what is about to happen. What are the results here? The results are apparently that Khamenei is dead, right? So, oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys Patrick Bet-David, who is a descendant of Iran, who has pleaded with President Trump to take out Khamenei. So a lot of people are celebrating that this guy is dead. Now, it didn't take long. His body was reportedly recovered from the rubble. Who recovered the body? We don't know yet. This is all happening in real time, so we don't really understand what's really going on the ground. But of course, you have the typical leftists. Typical leftists have hit Times Square, by the way, with signs already. This is what Times Square looks like. This is what Times Square looks like. Hands off Iran. Iran killed 30,000, 40,000 protesters. This is why I cannot stand leftist individuals in the United States of America. They are already in Times Square. They are already in Times Square talking about hands off Iran, but they were not in Times Square when Iran was killing protesters. So this is what pisses me off about these people. So it's one thing to be anti-war. It's one thing to not want war. It's another thing to flat out stand with Iran and flat out stand with that regime. That's what pisses me off. So it's one thing to be anti-war, but man, it's another to flat out like you are sucking off Iran for what? For what absolutely like what reason could Iran have given you to be pro-Iran in this situation? Every time they were literally screaming to free Venezuela, to free Maduro when he got arrested. So again, apparently now we go to Iran. So this is the Iran state TV. Iran state, they got their own state TV over there, and they're saying Iran says it will soon unveil weapons you have never seen before. Trump should know we are equipped with the most advanced capabilities to fight for years. So apparently they're declaring war on the United States of America. This is Iranian state TV. This could just be propaganda. This guy right here, let's see what he has to say.
ترامپ بداند ما برای اینکه سالها با شما بجنگیم از پیشرفته ترین امکانات امروز برخورداریم. اول جنگ هرچی ته انبار داریم میزنیم، اما در ادامه قوی ترین موشک هامون رو خواهیم زد. اون چیزی رو که تا الان رو نکردیم و به قول ما بچه ایرانی ها تو آب نمک خوابوندیم، اونها رو هم این روزا رو خواهیم کرد. ترامپ بداند ما برای اینکه
All right, so again, he's saying that Trump should know better, that they are equipped. So apparently we should be very scared of Iran. And I've noticed that there's a lot of people that I follow that, again, have been very pro-Trump throughout the years, but all of a sudden they are, they're basically like anti-United States of America at this point. So I'm going to show you some more updates, please. Again, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this one. Here we go. So here it is. Here it is. This is what I wanted to show you guys. All right. So groups apparently backed by alleged CCP propagandist Neville Singham spur U.S. protests all over. So apparently this is linked to the CCP, where in the United States of America, a whole bunch of protests are coming out against the war in Iran and against President Trump. They're saying that Trump is a war criminal. And again, this is what pisses me off. This is the part that it just does piss me off. It really does. So Khamenei is dead. We got Iran talking about they got more weapons than Trump knows. So they're declaring war. They want further escalation. Let's see what other updates we have here. There's a lot of updates, guys. A lot of updates. We got celebrations and okay. This is the video that I also wanted to show you guys about what's going on in Iran. So leftists are in awe after a worldwide movement starting of Iranian refugees crying for tears of joy in the Netherlands. So we already know there's been a lot of Iranians that have fled Iran. There's a lot of Iranians here in the United States of America. There's a lot of Iranians in Australia. There's a lot of Iranians in the Netherlands because of this regime that has been in control for over 47 years. So again, you see a whole bunch of women crying. You see a lot of things going on. There was even a kid in the streets celebrating this. So who the hell am I? So if people are celebrating it, who the hell am I to get mad at this in that way? Now, again, we already know how many people are anti-war here. Do we want to see a long war? Like, comment down, comment 1 if you are anti-war. I didn't want to see this. Look, there's videos of Charlie Kirk. Nobody wanted to see this. No one. I mean, again, I can't speak for everybody, but I was one of those people. I didn't want to see this, but we are already here. What is going to happen next? I'm anti-war, but we understand that what Trump means when he says peace through strength. We know he's going to be bombing the hell out of countries in order for those countries to realize what strength looks like in order to avoid war. Iran seems to be one of those countries that they don't care. They're flat out, we want the war. So somebody said, what war? Again, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen next. But again, okay, let me explain something to you guys, because I think a lot of you guys are obviously misunderstanding what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So when you look at Dubai, right, and there's buildings in Dubai being bombed, and you look at Qatar, the naval base, right? Let's actually look at one of the U.S. bases, right? Naval base. There's retaliation happening, right? Let me see if I can show you guys. Okay, so this was a little earlier. It's about 11 hours ago, right? There was a missile strike on a U.S. naval base in Bahrain, and this happened, right? So this is retaliation for taking out the Ayatollah. There's retaliation coming from Iran. You're asking me what war? I'm showing you what it could look like if they're already targeting Dubai, they're targeting Saudi Arabia, they're targeting the United Arab Emirates for working with Israel and working with the United States. You're asking me what war? Obviously, we don't know if there's going to be a war or if these people are going to be taken out, and there is going to be no war. So I'm not telling you that there's a war. There have been preemptive attacks by the United States of America into Iran with Israel. And now Iran is attacking back. You're asking me what war as if you're not watching what's going on. So again, we are just keeping track of what's happening. Nobody is saying that we are at full-blown war. I don't think any country can ever really go to war with the United States of America. We're just way too powerful. We are way too powerful, but how long is this going to last? That's the question. Is this going to go on further? Because when you think about Afghanistan wasn't war. You know that, right? We never declared war on Afghanistan. Remember when we were in Afghanistan or we were in Iraq, those are called operations, but those operations lasted 20 years. So it can escalate into something bigger. So please just use your common sense when you hear me talking about this, because we've seen this movie before. Now, again, Trump is not Bush, so we don't know. Again, I am saying to you, we don't know. Only thing I can do is report what I'm seeing with my own very eyes. All right, let's go back to what I was talking about earlier. Let me see if I can actually show you guys this. Michael knows. Okay, here we go. All right, so Michael Noah's made a good point earlier. I thought this is the fairest way to look at this. Take a listen.
If this goes south, President Trump is risking not only his foreign policy credibility, but perhaps his whole presidential legacy in precisely the way George W. Bush did. However, if this works, if the United States ousts the Ayatollah, who has been an enemy of the United States since the regime took power in 1979, if the United States succeeds in regime change in Iran and helps to bring about a more pro-Western and more popular regime there, this will be the greatest foreign policy accomplishment of any president in our lifetime since the end of the Cold War. So all of that to say, we don't know what's going to happen, and anyone who tells you what's going to happen tomorrow or the day after in a war is lying to you or ignorant. However, the one thing we know with certainty is the stakes could not possibly be higher for the White House.
Yeah. Again, I think that this is the best way to look at it. This is a huge risk Trump is taking for his legacy, right, of being anti-war. This can spill to many different areas. Is it going to spill? I don't think so. We already have news that the Ayatollah is dead. What's going to happen now? That's the goal. We hope that this is done quick. Boom. Next thing you know, take over Iran. The Iranian people are celebrating, and we keep it moving. Unlike what happened in 2003 with Iraq. Remember that? So in Iraq, they said that they had weapons of mass destruction. It turns out they had no weapons of mass destruction. We killed millions and hundreds of thousands of United States military men and women died. That's what people are very afraid of happening. That's what they don't want to happen. That's why I think that this could work out for the best. So here we got breaking news here. President Trump says he has multiple off-ramps with Iran. I can go long, take over the whole thing and end it. Wait, hold on. Trump said this? Hold on. We got this is breaking news. Hold on. Let me read. Hold on. Yo, I'm telling y'all, man. Yo, Trump is different. We have never seen a human act like this. All right, so let's go. I can go long and take over the whole thing, he says. or end it in 2 or 3 days and tell the Iranians, see you again in a few years if you start rebuilding your nuclear and missile programs. Trump tells Axios. In any case, it will take them several years to recover from this attack. Overwhelming strength. That's how Trump does it. So that's what he told Axios. So apparently Axios asked him, they got a report from him. And yeah, and there's somebody here in the comments said, well, Trump is the president of peace. He must have given them so many opportunities to negotiate. Unfortunately, they are not. They are willing to sacrifice their own people for their own ego. So I keep telling y'all, look, Trump literally stood on the podium yesterday and told the Iranian people that this is your chance to be free. Take over your government now. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So let me give you guys some more updates. Let me give you guys some more updates here. Yeah, so it's being reported everywhere. I know there were people in the chat that said this is fake. The Ayatollah is not dead. Guys, it's literally everywhere. It's been confirmed now by Fox News. So rest in peace. Rest in peace. Can we give a rest in peace to this guy? Rest in peace. Rest in peace to a man responsible for killing a lot of innocent people. They killed their own people. Rest in peace, you fucking asshole. I'm glad you're dead. Respectfully, though. Respectfully to the audience. I didn't want to talk too vulgar. But a man who killed his own people. A man who sacrificed his own people. A man who is responsible for constant attacks on innocent lives. A man who has ruled for 47 years and has led Iran absolutely nowhere. Rest in peace. Anyways, I'm sorry if I was a little too vulgar for you guys. Sorry if I was too vulgar. All right, here we go. So here's Fox News reporting it. All right, here we go. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, Sandra, we just got this in literally 2 minutes ago, but Fox News can confirm that Iran's supreme leader, the Ayatollah Khamenei, is dead following Israeli strikes against his compound and location earlier today. A senior Israeli official confirming this news. Earlier tonight, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu describing the strikes not only against the supreme leader, but against much of the Iranian leadership.
Look, I've been a criticizer of Israel and people hate me for this. I am not a fan of Netanyahu. People hate me for this, and I don't care. But I got to say, man, when it comes to Israel, bro, they get what they want. They took this man out in less than 24 hours, bro. And look, kudos to Israel. This is what they wanted. They got it. How fast can they do it? They did it fast enough. What is Iran going to do now? Who's going to be in charge of Iran? These are the questions that people ask. But rest in peace to that man. It's not a good man. People, all of a sudden, all these accounts talking about, there was a lot of accounts that I saw earlier talking about give Iran nuclear weapons. Give Iran nuclear weapons. What? Iran nuclear weapons? What are you talking about? These guys are screaming death to America every other second. Now, again. Oh, yeah. So somebody sent me this. This is a high probability that Iran will activate terrorist sleeper cells inside of the United States of America in coming days and weeks after strikes. Now, this could just be fear monger. We've been hearing this for some time. I've spoken about the sleeper cells in the United States of America. We would be crazy not to think that something like this could happen, but this can also be some type of fear mongering. I don't know if this could be true. I don't want to get you guys to be scared, but you guys should know by now that if you live in a state where you can carry, I would suggest carrying. I would suggest always protecting yourself. You don't know who's here, right? There were millions of people that came in through the border, and we don't know who these people are, right? And so, yeah. Now, before I get to talking about sleeper cells and what the future in the United States of America, let's talk about again. Ilhan Omar came out last night and condemned these attacks. Now, we're not surprised by this, right? So apparently she came out, and again, I'm not surprised by this, so you shouldn't be surprised by this either. She says Iraq was attacked by the U.S. By the way, can we look at her profile picture real quick? So apparently she hates white men, but she loves them in bed, though. She loves to marry them. Just saying, right? Bye-bye. She came out, she's like, the United States of America, you have to be fearful of white men. And then her profile picture is her hugging a white man. I mean, like, what's up? These people have no chill, man. No chill. All right, so let's read what she said. So this went viral. This got 15 million views. She says Iraq was attacked by the U.S. during Ramadan, and it's sickening to know that the U.S. is again going to attack Iran during Ramadan. The U.S. apparently loves to strike Muslim countries during Ramadan, and I am convinced it isn't what these countries have done to violate international law, but about who they worship. Now, again, she got a crazy fact check. She got fact checked so hard here. The Iraq invasion began on March 20th of 2003, and major combat operations were declared over May 1st, months before, Ramadan that year, survey says. So she's not only lying about Ramadan and Islam, but why is she talking about the countries that are being attacked by Iran? Qatar is being attacked by Iran, right? You have Dubai attacked by Iran. These are Muslim countries where Americans live, and they say nothing about that. That's why I can't fathom these people, bro, because I just know that they're not consistent with their criticisms. When Iran killed a whole bunch of their people, none of them said anything about Iran. None of them. And then Iran is literally attacking other Muslim countries during Ramadan. They're attacking Dubai during Ramadan. They're attacking Qatar during Ramadan. So what are you talking about? This is the fake inconsistency with these individuals, man. So again, as you know it, guys, as you know it, you can predict what most of these individuals are going to say. You can predict what most of them are going to say, right? Like AOC, what is she going to say about this? What is AOC going to say about this? She's going to say the same thing Mamdani is going to say about this. They're all in that same inconsistent group. I will respect their opinions if I don't agree with them. If they would come out and say, hey, what's going on in Tehran, what's going on in Iran, but specifically in the city of Tehran, they're killing protesters. They're killing people who are anti the regime, and nobody was talking about it. When they were killing Christians in Nigeria, nobody spoke about it. You know what they were saying? They were saying that it was a conspiracy, that there were no Christians being killed. So these people, they show more love to Muslims outside of the United States of America than they do to Christians inside and outside of the United States of America. I can't get with that program. As a Christian, I cannot get with that program. Now, again, let's talk about some of these things that are very controversial. And I hope you guys don't leave, because I got to show you the other side of this. You guys know we try to be as consistent with our opinions as I can on this channel, right? This is what everybody is talking about, this specific post by Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was really not, he just didn't, he says, Charlie Kirk says a U.S.-backed regime change war in Iran would be a total disaster for the United States of America. He called it pathologically insane to assume things would be better afterwards. So Charlie Kirk was pretty much saying, if you go for a regime change in Iran, you would be mistaken, because it's only going to get worse. And this is some of the things that we have seen very consistently from a lot of conservatives that have become MAGA over the neocon establishment, right? Who are the neocons? Who are the neocons? Name me some neocon. I can name you Lindsey Graham. I'll start off with naming you Lindsey Graham. So those are the people that are, you know, they're celebrating this stuff. They love it. The problem is that we don't know what's going to happen. So nothing could happen. I wrote on my Instagram yesterday, nothing can happen. Literally nothing happens after this. This is what the Situation Room looks like. That is Trump. That is Marco Rubio. Susie Wiles right there. They got a picture of what was going on. So a lot of people are saying Charlie was wrong. Some people are saying Charlie was not. There's also an old tweet of Trump. There's an old tweet of Trump that a lot of people are talking about as well. Let me show you guys what I mean here. Let me show you guys this tweet right here of 2000. I think this is like 2013. So let me see if I can play. If I can show you guys this one right here. All right. So 2013, everybody is talking about this tweet by President Trump. 2013. This is before he ran for president, right? And obviously in 2016. So Trump says, remember that I predicted a long time ago that President Obama will attack Iran because of his inability to negotiate properly, not skilled. So, man, if you look at the comments, people they are using this against Trump. They are saying that Trump's inability to negotiate has gone out the window because he used to criticize Obama for wanting to attack Iran because he didn't have the ability to negotiate. I gotta say, man, this is all fair criticism because it's fair criticism. It is. And everybody is pulling this up. Everybody that I follow, everybody that I respect. And unfortunately, it's fair criticism. So that's the other side to this, right? So on one end, we are celebrating that this man is dead. On the other end, what will happen after regime change? Has regime change ever worked in the Middle East? Right? That's the real question that I think a lot of people are asking themselves. These are the real conversations that spark a lot of debate, and it sparks a lot of heated debates. The heated debates are, I agree that the people of Iran want this guy gone. They want the regime gone. They want to rebuild, but how will they rebuild? Will it be Venezuela 2.0? The problem is these guys are a lot more radical. When people are willing to blow themselves up, you can't really get what you want. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're playing a whole different game. In a world where we have developed drones, these guys are still blowing themselves up. So with Venezuela, they're playing the game with Trump, right? They have to, right? And then, so if Trump and the United States of America enacts regime change, who will be in charge and will they play the game with the United States of America? That's the goal that I think the United States of America wants to, that's what they want to implement. They want to implement a leader that is going to be responsive, responsible, and is going to do what the United States tell them to do. So that's why this regime change for the United States is very important, and for Israel, of course, because they're in the Middle East. So, and they run the entire Middle East. The expansion of Israel is something that Netanyahu has been very interested in. So these are the conversations that are happening right at this very, very moment that a lot of people are all over the place about. People that you may love, people that you may respect, and again, you have your opinion, other people have theirs, and I respect everybody's opinion. I have mine, but one thing I will not respect is people celebrating the Ayatollah. Him like siding with the Ayatollah, siding with Iran on this. Like, I can't go with that program. I don't know how anybody could get with that program, respectfully. All of a sudden, like, people are, they want to be so anti-America so bad that they're willing to side with people that kill Christians, that are anti-Christian. Can't get with that. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at some more updates. So China and Russia are the worst friends to have in a fight. They will let you get dropped and pretend they never even knew you. Look at Venezuela and look at Iran. Meanwhile, the United States of America is $200 billion deep in Ukraine because of some dubious agreement from decades ago. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. Where is China and Iran? And China and Russia. Bro, China and Russia are really bad friends. They let Venezuela get cooked. Somebody said this is clickbait. You must just got here. So I would suggest you go to the beginning of the video where we confirmed that Iran's supreme leader has officially been killed. And it has been fact-checked by Reuters, Axios, and Fox News. So if you want to doubt me, it's up to you. Anyways, this is hilarious though. China and Russia are the worst friends to have in a fight. They literally don't. They just don't show up. They just don't. And that's why sometimes, I think we are $39 trillion in debt for a reason. Like a lot of these countries, they don't want to fuck around with the United States of America because they're going to find out why we are trillions of dollars in debt. We literally spend so much money on military equipment and military technology and literally advancing technology in our military as a whole. The military industrial complex is untouchable. We spend so much money making weapons, buying weapons. So no country wants to find out why we are trillions of dollars in debt. Like respectfully, they just don't want to find out. So anybody that's spreading propaganda that the United States of America is not ready to go to war or is not ready, and the world is not ready, because if the world felt that the United States of America was weak, they would have attacked us a long time ago. These countries that are big, like Russia and China, bro, they don't want no smoke. We are literally taking over, attacking their allies, people that they pledged allegiance to, and they're not doing anything about it. So it is what it is. All right, let's see if we can get some more updates before I get up out of here. I just wanted to give you guys that update of Khamenei. Dead. Okay. I've seen enough. Trump can get his $1.5 trillion budget. And again, talk about precise and lethal. Yeah, I mean, this is why we are indebted. All right, this is a video apparently from inside of Iran. Let me take a look at this.
خامنه‌ای رو میگن زدن خامنه‌ای رو زدن وای وای بچه‌ها مبارکه
So apparently
خامنه‌ای رو میگن زدن
apparently she's celebrating that Khamenei is dead. Oh yeah, okay, got it. All right, so if Kamala would have done these strikes, if Kamala was president, she would have done these strikes. What would the reaction of the left be? So apparently Marjorie Taylor Greene called the Iran strikes America last. Let me play this real quick.
Back in Washington, and I expect those briefings will take place.
And lastly, before I let you go, your former Republican colleague and now a critic of the president, Marjorie Taylor Greene, called these strikes on Iran America last. She had a longer statement, but the kind of paraphrasing is she said, it's always America last here. There is not a small group of people who would consider themselves MAGA who don't want this. What do you say to them?
Look, this is the same woman who speculated about Jewish space lasers. I don't take anything she has to say about foreign policy seriously. And frankly, I think she's one of the dumbest people to have ever served in Congress. So I really could care less what thoughts she offers on this situation. The fact is, President Trump made what is one of the most courageous decisions any commander-in-chief has made, both last summer in striking Iran's nuclear facilities and today taking action to end the 47-year reign of terror that has resulted from the Ayatollah and his regime.
Hey, all right. Comment 1 if you agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Comment 2 if you disagree with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I really want to know where my audience is at. Yeah, I saw Reza make a statement. I don't think he's back in Iran, though. So a bunch of 2s. I see a lot of 2s. Okay. I don't see a 1 yet. I don't see 1. I see a couple 1s. I see a couple 1s that agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene. There's a lot of 2s. There's a lot of twos here. Oh man. I see a couple ones, but I definitely see a lot more twos than I see ones. Okay, cool. Okay. Reading the comments there. Let me put the comments up on the screen, by the way. Okay, I'll put the comments up there so that way you guys are seeing yourself comment. All right, so, okay, this is in Toronto. Apparently, a lot of, again, there's a lot of Iranians all over the world. There's a lot of Iranians all over the world. Why are Iranians all over the place, right? They're in Toronto, they're in the Netherlands, they are in Australia, they're everywhere. They're in the United States. Why? Well, it's because of how bad things have been for 47 years. And they want to return to a home that, because you guys got to understand, Iran was, in the 1970s, Iran was one of the best countries on the planet. Take a look. There's a lot of women. I have noticed that. There's a lot more women happy about this. A lot of the Iranian women are very happy about this. Muy caliente. All right, so let's see. So for those who are coming in here and are saying that this is clickbait because you haven't watched the beginning of this, yes, it has been confirmed by these sources that the Ayatollah has been killed.
Assessment and that the U.S. concurs that Khamenei is dead. And what comes next after this? We talked about the idea that there may be a long line of successors of clerics who are just lined up ready to go after this. But there comes a point as well that if you look and you see that the top leadership has been decapitated, then the rank and file of the levels below say, you know what, this is not worth it. And you have the overwhelming momentum of the Iranian population that has bristled against the repressive tactics of this regime, and they want something different. And they maybe all get together, and then you reach critical mass, and there's an overthrow, as there was in Iran back in 1979. That said, I remember in Iraq, well, the problem is Saddam Hussein. If we get rid of Saddam Hussein, everything will be great. And as we saw, it went to hell in a handbag.
Whoa.
So what do you say?
Hey, Fox News is based. Hey, he got the same questions I do, man. Mark Levin. Oh, snap. This guy is asking the right questions. Hold on, let's play that back. He's right.
Rank and file of the levels below say, you know what, this is not worth it. And you have the overwhelming momentum of the Iranian population that has bristled against the repressive tactics of this regime, and they want something different. And they maybe all get together, and then you reach critical mass, and there's an overthrow, as there was in Iran back in 1979. That said, I remember in Iraq, well, the problem is Saddam Hussein. If we get rid of Saddam Hussein, everything will be great. And as we saw, it went to hell in a handbag. So what do you see as the possibility?
Yeah, no, he's right. I mean, it did go to hell in a handbag. It just, things were not successful. We were there for a very long time. And I think a lot of people don't want to see that happen again. I honestly don't think it's going to happen again. I really don't. I don't see that happening again. Here we got some Iranian on X. She says Khamenei is dead. Was born Mashhad in April of 1939 after the assassination of Rajai. Khamenei ascended to the presidency in 1981 and remained in that position for 2 terms. Following Khamenei's death in 1989, the Assembly of Experts selected him as the second leader. After 47 years of this horrific nightmare is over. So, hey, man, like the way that people are talking about this guy, rest in peace, man. People really hate this guy, and they're happy he's dead. Who are the people? It's not just Israel. It's the people of Iran. It's the Iranians that fled. They're extremely happy about this. Let's see. Tommy Robinson. There's a post from Tommy. Let's see.
And that is because he's brown bread. All those wankers in Western nations who loved him, supported him. Oh, see you later. Burn in hell, you murderous barbarian wanker. Have a good day, everyone.
Yeah, wanka. You know, British guys are cool, but sometimes, man, I don't like their accents. All right, let me see. Let's get some more updates here for you guys.
Have told me that the strike had to be moved up based on intelligence and this so-called target of opportunity. There was a deliberate decision to accelerate the timeline and to strike during the daytime, which is extremely unusual. Usually the U.S. would not strike during the daytime, but they wanted to catch the senior leadership off guard. It was a Saturday morning during Ramadan, and it was also Shabbat during the day. And that's when Israel took the opportunity and dropped those 30 bombs on the compound, and the U.S. simultaneously launched strikes against all of the military targets that then we've seen the results of today. I've also learned that the U.S. alone, the U.S. military alone, has carried out nearly 900 strikes in the last airstrikes in the last 12 hours. That is an incredibly high number of strikes in the first 12 hours of this operation, Sandra.
900 airstrikes. My goodness. So apparently, Khamenei and 5 to 10 top leaders are dead. These guys were weak, bro. Bro, they were weak. Like, they got cooked that fast. I keep telling people, I keep saying this over and over and over to these leftists that root against the United States of America. Like, oh, the United States of America, they're gonna get cooked, they're gonna get killed, they're gonna lose to Iran. What are you talking about? 5 to 10 of these assholes are dead in like literally less than 10 hours. And then they're getting struck over and over and over, bro, with like, what do you think? Like, these guys are weak, bro. They're weak. And they led you to believe that they're like, oh, Colonel Douglas McGregor, Scott Ritter, the United States of America does not want this war. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of the propaganda of the United States not wanting a war because the other country is like, you know, very strong. I'm starting to really not believe that. Like, that you're not showing me that you are strong. Like, there's nothing here that shows strength. If your main leaders got killed that quick, bro, you are not strong. You are very weak. And so these guys constantly tell you that the United States of America is weak, and, you know, these other countries, they're going to come together and they're going to kill all of us. Like, bro, that has not happened. The leader of the country is dead, and other 5 to 10 people are also dead. That fast. That's how fast you died. That does not give strength. That gives a lot of weakness. So respectfully to all those people that constantly say stuff like that, I used to believe it. I used to be like, man, we don't want to go to war with Russia. I'm scared to go to war with Iran, man. I'm scared. And then you realize, man, we literally kidnapped the president of a country like in seconds. You know what I mean? Like, we are not, I'm not even a warmonger, but sometimes you just realize that a lot of these people are just full of shit. They're full of shit. They're like gassing up these ops as if like these guys are these powerful nations, bro. These nations ain't no powerful, man. Stop. All right, so let me see if I got some more reports here. Oh, man. Nate Friedman is out there in the streets doing it again, talking to protesters. Oh, brother, take a listen to this.
Would you rather that we be allies with Iran than Israel?
Yes, sure. I think allying with Israel is one of the most fascist and dangerous actions the U.S. could take.
Okay. And what makes that fascist versus allying with Iran?
Because Iran is a fascist. And you studying political ideologies, you understand what fascism is, and it is not Iran. Because Iran was Ayatollah Khamenei's rule was achieved through a revolution. It was sort of a coup d'etat, Yeah. Fascism rises electorally and democratically, and then turns on its constituents.
Yes.
Ayatollah Khamenei's regime is not fascist in nature.
So what do you say to the folks?
By the way, I think if you guys sent any donations, thank you. I appreciate you. Obama empowered Iran financially without stopping nuclear ambitions. Trump used pressure and strength to push Iran to halt enrichment. Oh man, I think this is the best comment. I'm not even gonna read that. I'm not even gonna. Do we believe this? I don't see a reason not to believe that Khamenei is dead. I mean, you guys know Israel. You guys know Israel. They're gonna be showing off. Israel is showing off here, and they're not gonna be showing off if they don't got the guy's body or if they don't know that the guy is dead. I don't think they would lie about that. They would lie probably about other things. They would lie about the USSR, but they ain't gonna lie. I don't think they're gonna lie about this. And again, that's not. Look, I'm pro America. I'm pro United States of America. I don't like to get involved in these things. But let's just say, like, this is what I do tell people is this: like, if Iran did get nuclear weapons, right? Like, if they have the nuclear capabilities, I honestly think that they would 100%. Bro, when people are willing to blow themselves up, they're going to be willing to do anything, bro. If they don't care about killing themselves, you think they're going to care about killing the world? Like, come on, bro. Like, let's be honest. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, like, when people are willing to go the extra mile to boom themselves, yeah, I don't see a world where if they had nuclear weapons, they're about to boom the world. Like, F it, bro. They just boom the world. They boom themselves. So, nah, man, respectfully, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm dead serious. I know it sounds crazy, but it sounds crazy, man, but it's the truth, man. It is. That's the way I look at it. These guys willing to go the extra mile, man. You don't think they're going to be willing to go the extra mile with a nuclear weapon? Come on, dog. Yeah, so let's go back to New York City. These are the streets of New York City. Hey, they did this pretty fast. Again, there's definitely money behind this. You can't convince me that everyday New Yorkers give a fuck about Iran. You can't convince me of this. You can't. You can't convince me that all of a sudden these guys are just ready to go. And then they're all wearing masks. Look at this guy. He's wearing some Iran stuff. Yeah. Bro, these people, give me all the illegal immigrants that love America and love Jesus and deport all these wackos. Respectfully, I don't care if they're citizens. Deport. We need, like, Nick Fuentes, he's like, I want America to be all white, a white nation. No, the fuck you don't. Stop. Because if you do the statistics as to who is funding this and who is outside in these streets, it's nothing but white liberals. And the white liberals are literally causing the demise of America. America is no longer a respected Christian nation because of the white progressive liberal. And you want America to be this white progressive. I mean, you want America to remain a white country. But brother, half of your people are in the streets talking about they would stand with Iran. I'm sorry. Miss me with the white America this, bro. It's nothing but white people in these streets talking about they side with Iran and they hate Christianity. Give me all the illegals that love America and love Jesus, make them citizens and deport these people to South America, deport them to Iran, deport them, because this is the problem with America today. This is the problem with the United States of America. We see all this degeneracy. It comes from these people. America has to make a choice. America has to make a decision at some point. A lot of these groypers got to make a decision. Do we want America to be an all-white nation where half of, and probably more than half of the white people that they want to be in the white nation are degenerates, and they're in the streets, and they love abortion, they love Islam more than they love? I mean, you got to make a decision respectfully. You got to make a decision to the groypers that I'm sure no groypers watch me, but if they do, that'd be hilarious. But I'm just saying, like, to the groypers, you want America to be this white country, but most of the problems that you have is these white liberal progressive Karens that are degenerate as fuck are in these streets leading these protests. They are the leaders of the protests every other day, and they hate your country and they hate you. Meanwhile, you have people that will die to be a part of the United States. It sometimes it makes my head hurt. I'm like, damn, bro, what am I seeing right now? How are these people in the streets this fast? Anyways, I did a lot of cursing today, and I apologize. I apologize. I really should watch my mouth. I have a big problem with that, but sometimes, you know, I get too excited. All right, so, where is this at? So Qatar is a United States ally. Qatar has met with the United States. I guess that Qatar is now getting attacked because of their work with the United States. This goes to Ilhan Omar's dumbass, who claims that that's scary. Imagine you live in Qatar, right? Oh man, that is crazy, bro. Qatar is getting slumped. They're getting missiles headed to them. Now the missiles aren't going through. Some of them are not. Man, that is scary stuff. So you have Iran attacking another Muslim country. That's horrible. Why? Listen. Why doesn't she say anything about this? Why doesn't Ilhan Omar say anything about this? All right, guys. Well, that will be it for me today. For now, I'll come back live stream if there's anything new that pops off. Somebody said, I hope Tucker's house is okay. Yeah, Iran was bombing Dubai. And yet you're not going to hear Ilhan Omar's dumbass go and say, oh, but Iran during Ramadan is striking Dubai during Ramadan. She's not going to say that because, again, it doesn't benefit her narrative. All right. I love y'all. If you haven't smashed the like button, smash the like button. I'll come back and talk to you guys in a bit. Yeah, he killed 30,000 people. These guys hate Christianity. Rest in peace, respectfully. See you guys on the next one.